Hi, my name's Kamaria Dailey, and I'm the dance instructor at Carlos Finley Elementary for Arts for Learning. Usually, when I prepare for my classes, I have a lot of different props that I work with. We have circles that we place on the ground, placemats so they can know where their spacing is. They can understand windows in terms of how they stand in the space. We also have different props that we use, maybe ribbons when we're going across the floor. We usually structure the class with a center across the floor, and then we do choreography in the end. A daily lesson in Miss Daly's class looks like starting with center warm up. A lot of times I like to have the kids lead the warm up. Once they get used to understanding how to lead a warm up, I give them that ability to have some leadership, lead their warm ups. We trade out with different students each class. And then we'll do across the floor. So maybe we'll do our technique, like our kicks to the front, to the back, our jumps, our turns. And then at the end, we'll do some choreography. I also like to have the kids create their own choreography. I teach them choreographic elements so that they understand how to create choreography. Really, for me, it's important to have the kids be able to self-create, self-correct, self-regulate, and understand the skills and be able to take them and hone them for themselves. I think the students at A for Raul, many of them are returning students. So they have really taken a liking to the arts. They come in excited. They're ready to create. They're ready to see what they're going to do for the show. They're ready to think about their costumes. And they come in ready to be able to create something of their own. And then they usually help a lot of times the older kids that have been here for a while will help the younger students along. So I think, have grown onto the arts in a way that they've made it their own. So I think they're most excited about coming to the arts classes. I think in my class, for the most, we integrate a lot of social emotional learning skills. And so the life lessons that they learn that I want them to learn within the class, I think are the things that stand out. Like it's those moments when they feel maybe insecure or unsure about doing a step, or it feels too hard, or they want to give up. You get to see that dynamic happen. I mean, you get to see that play out in the classroom. And a lot of times I will bring the kid up to the front and we will start a whole dialogue and conversation around it. Like we had one student that was crying because they couldn't get a particular step and he wanted to give up. And so I had him come to the front and I asked the whole class, how many of you think this step is difficult? How many of you feel like you can't do it? And as he looked around, he could see that there were so many other kids that could identify with what he was feeling. He wasn't alone, but those kids still kept going forward. And so then I assigned him with another student who was a little bit more advanced, and she gave him little details and steps on how to do the step. And that gave her a leadership moment. So a lot of times it's the life skills aspects that show up in the class. And those are the foundational things that I want them to be able to walk away with when they finish the class. I've been with Arts for Learning for 7 years now. It's been a while. What brought me here? Actually, I had some friends that worked for Arts for Learning, and they told me great things about the organization, and I got a chance to dig in and see what the organization was about. I first started doing different sites. I would do different sites throughout the week, and then I kind of got stationed here at Carlos Finley for the last few years, and I've been like trying to keep it my home because it's one of my favorite sites to be at. So I've been around for about 7 years now. I started dancing at the age of 8. I am 38 now, so that's been 30 years in it. My father was a musician and he played a lot of different instruments. And so he put me into the Cultural Arts Center where I learned dance, music, theater, fashion design, chorus. I played instruments, and I love the arts for so many different reasons. It was definitely an outlet for me. And then I decided towards high school, college, that I wanted to focus in on one art. And so I got into New World School of the Arts for college. And so I graduated there in dance. And then I moved to New York. I came back to Miami. I'm very much into all of the art forms, but I focused and honed in on the craft of dance. So that's how I got into it. Some fun facts about me. I am a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for over 20 years now. I started teaching myself how to cook at like 15. So I was very much into like integrative health when I was young. It was like the dance for the physical health, but also nutritional piece. And so I've been going strong as a vegetarian for this long. What other fun fact do we have? I don't know. I don't have any fun facts. Okay, so another fun fact. I got this gig for Jason Derulo. It was the Colors music video. And we went into the audition just thinking they were going to give us choreography for the audition. And we walked in and they were like, no, we need you guys to show us choreography. So me and my friend literally went into the bathroom, and like in 5 minutes, I came up with this whole like African dance choreography. And so we came and we did the audition and we got it. So check out the Colors video. We're in there with the African dance piece. What I learned from that experience is, number one, you always have to be ready. Number two, you really have to be in the moment and show up in your own sense of confidence for what you do and what you bring to the table. And understanding how to create is always a plus, because you can go into any space, any room, and create something out of nothing. And so I think that is the most powerful lesson for me. An artistic accomplishment that I think I'm most proud of is really just my lineage through the art form. Really being able to have been in this art industry for over 30 years, I think, is the accomplishment for me. I've gone through doing the commercial dance realm, the concert dance realm. I've traveled all over the world with the art form. And so for me, I think it's more about the longevity of having to have sustain this career as an adult, because I do think a lot of people end up having to give up the art form. And it's so intertwined into my lifestyle, into who I am, and to still be able to have it as that foundational element of my life and an expression of who I am, I think is the accomplishment. There are so many life lessons that I've learned through the arts. Number one is discipline. You cannot accomplish the art form without a level of discipline, both physical discipline and mental discipline. And I think the mental discipline is the biggest piece, because there's been performances where I felt like I was going to hit my last breath. And I literally had to step out of my own body and mentally be in a place where I'm like, you got this. So that self-assurance and, self-affirmation that I had to give myself was so important throughout the lineage of the art. So the discipline piece, the mental discipline, being able to be in tune with your own body and others around you, space, so many different lessons, but those are just two of the few. Something that's really inspiring about the work that A4L does is that they're bringing the arts to different sites around the city, in public school settings, which I think the arts are most needed. They also bring in different artists from different backgrounds, different types of art. So they're giving exposure to arts to all different populations. And this is, I think, the most important thing, is to spread the art form throughout schools and throughout programming. Outside of A4L, I also manage a nonprofit organization called Integrative Arts, and it merges the arts and mental health. So aside from being a dance instructor, I'm also a mental health counselor. And so it's very important for me to be able to bring out the arts and the mental health component, the ways that the arts can impact mental health. And so I started this nonprofit as a way to go ahead and give that gift away. There's definitely an intersection between the arts and mental health. And the arts definitely impacts mental health in so many different ways. You can utilize the arts as a vehicle for expression. That's number one. So a lot of times, even for me as a young kid, I had a hard time communicating how I felt. And so I took to the arts because the arts became my voice. Dance became my voice. I didn't have to talk and say how I feel. I could simply express it through the movement. And so that became a way for me to have positive mental health outcomes later. And so even just being able to move your body allows you to have different happiness hormones that are coming out. So there's so many different impacts of the arts to mental health. Even just taking the time to do a creative project allows your brain to think differently. It allows you to be able to take a break from the things that you're so stressed about and really zone into something that can be more relaxing and soothing for your nervous system. So I encourage you to definitely try out a new art form and allow your kids to do it with you. So there's definitely impacts to mental health, physical health, and spiritual health. So wishing you all the best.